March 2024, Monterrey, Mexico. Jose Ramirez opens his eyes at 4 in the morning. A morning that has repeated itself for 23 years. He drinks a cup of coffee, pulls on his worn jacket, and kisses his sleeping wife on the forehead. His truck is parked in the alley in front of his house. A 15-ton freight truck. To him, not just a truck, but the machine that sent 2 kids to college, paid for his mother's surgery, and carried 23 years of his life. Today, again, he drives 1,100 kilometers to Mexico City. But Jose doesn't know that at this very moment, in a Texas logistics warehouse, a driverless truck is being tested on the exact same route, and that the test succeeded. Think about it for a moment. The food you are eating right now, the clothes you are wearing, the chair you are sitting in, all of it was brought here by a truck. Over 70% of global freight moves by truck. In the United States alone, there are 3.5 million truck drivers. Europe has 4 million, India has 9 million, and China has 16 million people who make their living from this job. Add them all up and you get approximately 35 million people worldwide. If that number were a country's population, it would rank in the top 40 nations on Earth. Without these people, supermarket shelves would be empty within 3 days. Hospital medicine supplies would run out. Gas stations would go dry. Civilization would start to crack within 3 days. And that profession is disappearing right now. Many people think self-driving trucks are a story for the future. They are not. It is already a reality. In 2023, Tesla's semi-truck passed repeated driverless test runs on California highways. That same year, Waymo via and Aurora Innovation officially launched commercial driverless truck operations on Texas highways. Plus.ai, backed by Toyota, has already accumulated millions of kilometers of autonomous freight data. China is moving even faster. Inceptio Technology, Too Simple, Deep Root, these companies are already running commercial operations on Chinese highways. Forecasts suggest that by 2030, most long-haul sections of U.S. highways will be filled with driverless trucks. And this is not a forecast, it is the direction of investment capital. Cumulative investment in autonomous truck startups surpassed $20 billion as of 2023. The future follows the money. Let's look at this from a logistics company's perspective. The average annual salary of a U.S. truck driver is around $65,000. Add in benefits, insurance, and overtime pay, and the cost per person per year exceeds roughly $100,000 for the company. The operating cost of an autonomous truck decreases over time after initial adoption. It never needs rest. It never needs to eat. It never falls asleep at the wheel. It never goes on strike. Insurance costs go down as the technology matures. A McKinsey report found that switching to autonomous trucking could reduce U.S. freight logistics costs by up to 45%. For companies, this is not a choice. It is a matter of survival. If a competitor adopts it first, you lose. But the pace of this collapse varies from country to country. The United States is moving the fastest. It leads the world in regulatory reform, investment, and technology. It has the highest likelihood of seeing mass unemployment among long-haul truck drivers by the early 2030s. Europe is moving a bit more slowly. Unions are strong, regulations are thick, and political resistance is significant. But led by Germany and the Netherlands, autonomous logistics test corridors are already expanding. India and Southeast Asia face a different kind of crisis. Even before autonomous trucks, platform economies like Coupang and Amazon have already reclassified drivers as independent contractors. No insurance, no severance, and when you get sick, your income simply drops to zero. The system took from them before the technology even had a chance to. Let's come back to Jose's story. He is driving again today. Mexican pop music drifts from the radio, and the streetlights of the early morning highway slide past in his side mirror. He loves this road. He loves this time, alone, but never lonely. For 23 years, he raised 2 children on this road. But his son told him he would not follow in his father's footsteps. At first, it stung. Now, he thinks it is for the best. Because Jose knows it himself now. This job will not survive long enough to reach his son's generation. There is something many people miss here. The real problem is not autonomous driving technology itself. The real problem is speed. Jobs disappeared during the Industrial Revolution too. But back then, they faded away over decades, giving people time to transition into other work. Now is different. Technology is advancing faster than people can adapt. 35 million people could lose their jobs within 10 to 15 years. Where do all of them go? Governments talk about retraining. But it is not realistic for a truck driver in their mid-40s to learn coding and become an AI engineer. This is not an individual problem. It is a problem for the entire social system. A supermarket shelf full of products is not something to take for granted. Someone woke up at 4 in the morning and drove thousands of kilometers to put it there. Those people are now standing at the edge of a cliff. Their story is not simply about jobs disappearing. It is about the people who have been holding up the foundations of civilization being quietly replaced without anyone noticing. Jose drives again today, but the day his truck makes its last run on the highway is coming sooner than anyone expects. On that day, will we even remember him? Thank you. See you in the next story.